What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be going over some character details for the 57th World Tournament that's going to be dropping here. Looks like the event is going to go live at the typical time, so it'll be Thursday night, this Thursday night, the 20th at 11:30 p.m. PST. So exactly what we're used to seeing, and then is going to last through the end of Sunday night, as you know, typical. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the new characters. So we do have a new KRILLIN Youth that's going to be dropping on the Dragon Ball Saga Summon banner, as well as the physical full power Jackie Chun that's going to be getting his EZA, which is really exciting stuff for me, right? Because this is like one of the only World Tournament cards that I don't have at this point. So yeah, very exciting for me to possibly be able to get him, since he's now returning featured on the banner. And then we have two of the World Tournament SSRs, the STR Goku Black and the Tech Gotenks, that we're going to be taking a look at as well. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll take a look at the KRILLIN Youth first. Okay, so as per usual, a nothing leader skill. So his basic effects here, he's got 150% stats. Tournament participant category allies are going to be getting key 1 20% defense, and then an additional key and attack and defense 20% for characters who also belong to World Tournament. Okay. Fair enough, makes sense. That's not like a huge pool of characters. World Tournament is obviously not like an insane category. There's a couple of good Earthbred Fighters characters on there. So yeah, maybe this guy would end up looking good on like a like an Earthbred Fighters team. We'll see. Let's keep reading through and see if he's got anything else juicy in the kit. Oh, he has this. Okay. Immediately I'm turned off by him. When characters have this kind of thing in their kit, these are really heavy stats. When HP is 90 or less, 70 or less, he's getting these additional buffs. Usually they scale the power of characters around those kind of things. Basically meaning if you're not below 70%, he's going to look pretty undertuned, because the alternative would be for him not to look undertuned, but then that means when you are under 70%, he's going to be absolutely busted, and usually they don't do that kind of thing. So I'm not a super big fan of like getting stats based on HP restrictions. I think that that's a really like, and there's also just a lot of RNG in that, right? Sometimes you really can't control that. So yeah, I'm not too big a fan of that, but let's see here. So he's also getting 150% stats on Super, and a great chance of attack 200%, but again, when HP is 50% or less. Okay. And then when there's a tournament participant's enemy, he gets some additional attack and defense. Multiplicative buffs, though, so, okay. I mean, this is one of those situations where, like, with his entire kit active, he might actually look kind of decent, but more often than not, he's not going to have much, right? Because he's just got the 150, the 20, the attack and defense 20, and then this. That's everything that's guaranteed. Everything else is conditional, right? So, meh, not the best, not the best. This is nice, though, because he is, like, full stats, right? And he's not doing anything with dodge, he's not doing anything with damage reduction, guard, anything like that. He's literally just a stat monkey. So then having all of these, you know, great raises, if I would say you want to build this unit full additional, right? Just to be able to buff up these stats as much as possible. Okay, interesting stuff. He's only got 6 links. They really need to stop doing this. It's 2025. Can we just give every unit 7 links? In fact, like, let's start giving units 8 links. Why are we limiting ourselves? I kind of absolutely hate when they do this. But this makes sense, too, because he's not going to be an awakened unit, right? It's just a UR. So they're leaving room for shattering the limit when he does eventually Dokkan Awaken. That makes sense why he would only have 6 then. On all the typical KRILLIN categories. Oh, I was like, why is there a KRILLIN here linking? But it's because it's a KRILLIN Youth, so he will link up really well with just base KRILLIN cards. And this is probably the best tournament participant / World Tournament character that he'll be able to buff. They would look pretty good side by side. Ironically enough, though, they are like both kind of slot 3 support units that you wouldn't really want to make as a main rotation, because like neither of them can really go slot 1. Ooh, Master Roshi, though. This is a Master Roshi buff. And I did just pull Master Roshi, so maybe post this World Tournament, especially barring if I do manage to pick up some of these new units that I don't have, then maybe we can do some showcases with them and actually get some use out of Master Roshi here. That could be pretty exciting. Wait, is he on World Tournament? Oh, whoops. It doesn't, I forgot that it doesn't work that way. You can't actually open up the, you can't actually open up the cards from there, unfortunately. Let's, really quick, I just want to take a look at World Tournament, because, just because of this part of his passive, right? Tournament participants is pretty widespread, but World Tournament specifically, I want to see who's going to be getting those extra buffs. Okay, yeah, so Path to Power Kid Goku is not on here? No. Okay. Yeah, guilty as charged. I haven't actually even seen the movie that he's from, so I just wasn't 100% sure if there was, like, World Tournament included in that movie. Okay, yeah, so it looks like for the most part it's going to be, like, Krillin, Piccolo Jr., 23rd World Tournament Goku. This Boo is actually pretty good. Oh, the new Hercule banner unit. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so obviously this is like a very undertuned category, right? Not too many amazing things. I suppose this LR Jackie Chun is actually pretty good as well. Okay. Cool. Nothing too amazing to worry about there. All right, let's move on to the next. So the physical max power Jackie Chun here. All right, we are dealing with a fodder leader skill. Okay, key 3 stats 100%, all allies key 3. Okay, I suppose that's useful. Definitely would like to see like stats there, but I guess key is not the worst thing. Okay, here we go, yeah. So Kamehameha category allies get attack 40%, Dragon Ball Saga category allies get defense 40%. Ooh, I am interested in this. That is very interesting. Okay, and then Earthlings category allies, chance of performing a crit 5%. Interesting. Okay. I do like this. This is good. This matches up very, very well with the celebration that's releasing right now, because we're getting a new Kid Goku and Chi-Chi that are both going to be Dragon Ball Saga. The Goku will be Kamehameha, and the Chi-Chi will be Earthlings. And then we have the Path to Power Kid Goku that's going to be Dragon Ball Saga, and I believe Kamehameha as well. So yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff, honestly. That's not too shabby. You know who else is on Dragon Ball Saga? Miss Bulma. Bulma is on Dragon Ball Saga, so that's going to be really interesting to see how they work together. Barring I pull this unit, because right now I won't have the option to use him. Okay. At the start of each turn, we're getting 50% stats for 3 turns. And then when attacking, we get 150% stats. Okay. That's definitely needed, right, because of how low his base stats are here. But I suppose he's giving himself all of these buffs as well, so that's something else to note. Okay, and then when there is a Turtle School category ally on the team, he is going to be a Rainbow Orb Changer. And then for every Rainbow Orb obtained, he gets 10% damage reduction. Okay. Yeah, we like that. That would explain why his stats are so low in base, right? Oh, wow. And Turtle School is a very easy category to, to obtain characters for. Because remember, every single Goku in the game is on Turtle School. Oh, in fact... Wait, hold on. Okay, we gotta... One second. We gotta pull him up. Where's the best way to get to him? Through DB Saga. Okay, here we go. So, Path to Power Kid Goku, just to confirm, he is on DB Saga for that buff. He is on Kamehameha for that buff. But where is Turtle School? He's not on Turtle School. This is literally the only Goku named unit in the game that's not on Turtle School. Not 100% sure why. Again, it's probably some weird niche intricacies with the movie that he's from in general. But yeah, not on Turtle School. So, yeah, he's actually not going to be a Goku that can buff that Jackie Chun. Okay, wait, now I just need to double check just to make sure. It should be the case of it, but let's take a look at this guy and make sure that he is on Turtle School. No, he's not either. Okay, it's because... That makes sense, because they're from moments in the series that are before he met Master Roshi. And then that's obviously when he becomes a part of Turtle School. Ah, so cheeky stuff here. So the 2 brand new really good Goku units are not going to be... what are we doing here? This guy. Okay. Are not going to be proccing this part of his kit. Okay, I see what they did there. Makes sense, makes sense. But yeah, you know, barring, obviously, there's plenty of other Turtle School units that are really good that you could put on a team with them. But yeah, that's just one thing to consider. Okay, and then when HP is 50% or less, we are going to change physical key spheres to rainbow. We get additional attack, high chance to crit, and then all allies get, 20% stats for 3 turns. Okay, that's kind of interesting. A bit niche, just because 50% HP is so hard to come by. Okay, interesting, interesting. I'm thinking of, like, the reason that I like that they do this for some free-to-play characters, and then I guess same kind of deal with this guy, right, where he's got these HP restrictions as well. Thinking about stages like, there's one stage upcoming that's the intensifying fights that we're going to be getting. This one here. On the map for this stage, when you jump in, there are multiple spots where you can damage yourself for free, for like 25% damage at a time. So you can choose to enter the fight at 75% HP, 50% HP, or 25% HP. So sometimes it might be nice to bring characters that have this kind of utility and then purposely go in with lower HP so that you can get these extra effects. So yeah, maybe we'll be able to mess around with this in some type of fight soon on. We'll see. Okay, and then he's going to be greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn and greatly lowering defense. This is definitely needed. Again, explains part of why these base stats are so low. But between this and this and this, yeah, I think he's going to be... I think this guy's going to be really solid. Another part that I didn't mention here with this Turtle School ally is just on the team. So it's not like you have to run them on the same rotation or anything. As long as you've got 1 on the team, then you're good to go, right? And that is a pretty widespread category. There is quite a few units on it. He himself is not actually on Turtle School, which is funny, which does make sense, him being Master Roshi in disguise and everything. Okay, well, that is definitely not bad. Oh, yeah, I guess there's your Turtle School ally right there. Master Roshi. Yeah, it's looking like I'm probably going to need to do some Master Roshi team builds coming up here. I guess I am pretty glad that I picked him up with my stone. But yeah, you know, hopefully I don't regret it. Pulling him on the banner would be quite repetitive, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one here. So we have the STR Goku Black. Okay, just a 120 lead for Extreme STR there. 150% stats. Future category allies get 20% stats, and then time travelers get 20%. Okay. For every attack received, he's getting stats. No. No. This is a bad ability. You never want to have to take hits in order to get your defense, right? Because that means the first time you take the hit, you don't have the defense yet. So you're going to get hit quite hard. This is a bad ability. I already don't like this character because of that. Okay, when there's a superclass enemy, he's just getting more attack. So as a support unit, that's like free-to-play with free-to-play stats, you don't want to see like all these attack abilities. You just want to see defense. So this really doesn't mean much to me. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, when the team includes all 5 extreme types, so you've got to have AGL Tech, you know, Int STR Fizz, all allies attack 20% within the character's attacking turn, and then he gets defense 100% and guards all attacks when attacking. When attacking. Okay, so this doesn't allow him to be slot 1. Because this part won't proc until after he attacks. But yeah, as slot 2 or slot 3, then that could be really good for him. But you do have to be pretty limited with your team build in order to get that, right? Especially if you're focusing on these buffs as well. So interesting. Okay, and then when there is another ally who includes Zamasu or Goku Black attacking in the same turn, he's going to get 200% more stats, great chance to crit, and then all allies get 20% defense. Okay, so again, with everything active, he will look pretty decent, but he is pretty limited, right? Which is totally okay. This is definitely the way that they should do these free-to-play units. Just limit them to one exact team build, right? So you're running like a Worldwide Chaos team, and you've got all of the Zamasus and Goku Blacks. Boom. They're all going to be getting, you know, full stacks of these buffs. you know, if you've made sure to do the all 5 extreme types, then boom, he's going to have this extra bonus, and then obviously you would have this part active too, so that would give him a really big bonus. I would say this is pretty important because there's 200% stats and shareable defense across the team. You probably are going to want to make sure to always have a Zamasu or Goku Black in the same turn with him. Other than that, some of this stuff is like, you know, take it or leave it. I mean, I guess this is pretty big as well, but it's just a little bit harder to proc, right? So yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, and then greatly raising attack and defense. Man, all of these units are greatly raising attack and defense. That's actually so good. Gone are the days of these fodder super attack effects where you're just like lowering attack and that's it, right? Okay, and then he's also lowering attack and defense. Wonderful. And wow, okay, it raises extreme class allies attack by 30% for 2 turns. Okay. Holy moly, all of a sudden this guy's looking like a pretty solid support unit. With everything active, he's giving how much attack support? 40% right here. 60%. So with everything active, he's giving 80% attack support within the turn, and an additional 30% for the next turn. And then on top of that, 60% defense support. Holy moly. No, 80 or oh yeah, because this is only attack. So yeah, 60% defense support. Wow. Yeah, that's not too bad. I kind of like that. And he's a big bad bosses unit. That's going to be really helpful too. Ooh, he's a super bosses buff. Okay. All of a sudden. And he's STR. Okay, that's huge. Well, okay, I guess we don't really have that problem anymore since the inception of Cell Max. But yeah, like on the super bosses category, that was one of the things that was hurt for the longest time was, you know, when the original like super bosses category released in the 9th anniversary and we had super bosses missions, there were a lot of those like rainbow missions where you had to clear it with like a super bosses team of every type, and STR Hit was my go-to because he was like the best unit at the time. Obviously this was before we had even the Kefla EZA, and before Cell Max released, so yeah, he was like the go-to STR super bosses unit. But yeah, we are still looking pretty low on STR super bosses units, but then super bosses in general is a category that definitely needs buffs, and as you know, some of these 2023, I think it was maybe 2023 worldwide download celebration buffs with all of the Zamasu cards and stuff are starting to age out a little bit here. It's very exciting to see the STR Goku Black kind of making way for some fresh life with this team. So yeah, hopefully he'll be doing pretty well on the Super Bosses team build specifically. Let's see here. He's also a Corroded Body and Mind buff. That's actually huge as well. And then he is on Successors, which is one of the new anniversary categories, so that's not too bad as well. Yeah, I kind of like this unit. I say definite W here. Okay, moving on to the very last unit that we've got here, the Tech Gotenks. So historically, this unit has been an infinite stacker. So the very first thing that comes to mind is the festival battles. Now, as a free-to-play unit and a support unit, as we can see here, I don't think that he's probably going to be like tuned up enough to compete in the festival battles, but he is on Fuse Fighters, so he will be on the 10th anniversary LR's team. Could potentially be a unit to consider there. So we will be keeping that in mind as we look through the kit. Okay, so Super Tech 120 lead. He's got 150% stats in base. He's changing AGL key spheres into Tech. Youth category allies get 30% stats in a key. Fusion get 30% stats in a key. Wow. Okay, so the very first unit that comes to mind is the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He's going to be providing orbs to him and giving him 60% support. That's massive, right? Okay, so he's got stacking stats. He has basically the Glorio passive, so 30% stats within the turn for every attack performed. Oh, and that's not even super attack. That's just every attack. And then for every super attack performed, he gets 10% damage reduction. Wow. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. For every Tech Key Sphere obtained, allies get 5% defense up to 20. So you only need 4 Tech Key Spheres, which isn't going to be too hard to do since he is creating them for himself. And then with 3 or more Key Spheres obtained, he gets 150% stats. That's multiplicative, which is nice. And then launches an additional with a high chance to super, and then with 5 or more key spheres, he gets the additional with the great chance to super. Okay, and then that should pair, yeah, with this. Infinitely raising attack and defense. Oh, okay, hold on. With a high chance of further raising attack and defense. Okay, so he's every time he super attacks, he is guaranteed going to be raising his attack and defense by 30%. And then he has a 50% chance to raise it by another 30%. Every time he supers. Every time. And he can do up to 1, 2, 3, and then the hit potential. So he can do up to 4 supers per turn, potentially. That is nuts. Okay, I'm saying Festival of Battles. Festival of Battles could be a thing here. We'll see. The stacking on this guy might end up being quite insane, right? I guess there's a little bit of RNG with him just because of this, right? So if you're not actually performing these attacks per turn, like if you get a really, really bad orb selection with him, then that could be pretty bad for you. But I don't know. I think this guy's going to look actually kind of impressive. We'll definitely be trying him out in the Festival of Battles. And then, yeah, he is on, what is it here? Fuse Fighters. So he's on both of the 10th anniversary LR's teams. And then we get yet another Majin Buu Saga buff, the last thing on Earth that we ever needed. That category is just so overbroken at this point. But he's on quite a few other smaller teams that definitely can always use the help. Things like Entrusted Will, Special Pose, Heavenly Events, Rapid Growth, Connected Hope, right? So yeah, lots of good buffs there for him. This is probably the worst part of his kit. He doesn't have the greatest links. I mean, I guess alongside like other Gotenks units, or any of these other, you know, like youth hybrid Saiyans, he'll probably be like having a lot of these links active. It's just that there could be better links here in general, right? He doesn't have any of the big links, right? He doesn't have Prepared for Battle. He doesn't have, what else? Like, I mean, he doesn't have, well, he's not a Super Saiyan, so he wouldn't have Super Saiyan. I mean, he does have, I don't know. There's not, I mean, the Saiyan lineage gives a little bit of defense, which is nice. I guess Fuse Fighter does as well. This one's going to be pretty common to have active, but Fuse Fighter probably not quite as often. Shocking Speed as well. Yeah, that's one thing that definitely hurts him, right? Just because of the unit that he is by name, and then also because he's free to play. He doesn't have Fierce Battle either. Okay, and then obviously he's got, you know, very typical, you know, linking partners that you would assume. Nothing jumps off the page as like super amazing. So this is kind of what I was talking about with his links, right? Like he's not going to really be benefiting much from them. The rest of his passive is just going to kind of have to carry him. But yeah, I think regardless of that, it still might look quite decent. Okay, well, that is going to go ahead and finish it up for all of the new character kits. I would say of all of them, this is the unit that I'm most excited for. Definitely might be, you know, a very relevant buff, like a unit that could be used on, like, meta teams. This seems like the kind of unit that might be able to actually hold his own in some challenge content, especially the longer form stuff that we've been getting recently, just because he does need that time to, you know, build up. So yeah, very excited for him. Let me know what you guys think of all of these new units coming to. I clicked on it here. There we go. This is what I was looking for. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of all these new units that are going to be coming during the upcoming World Tournament. That's going to do it for this one. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.